Hey everybody, Edo here, and I am tickled to be telling you about Vikings Gone Wild. It's live on Kickstarter now, and the folks at Everyday I Play Games sent this along, and I have been playing this game a lot. I mean, I get Kickstarter games and prototypes and previews, and I'll play them to, do the previews, but this has become one of those games where people come over, and I'm like, you want to try something new? Let's play Vikings Gone Wild. For me, it's just that great mix of depth, ease of understanding, quick play, and a fun theme. It really hits that, check out this game you might not have played before, but you'll have a good time spot. And but this is a fun game. So, what kind of game is it, Ed? Well, Vikings Gone Wild is a deck building game where you're essentially looking to build your deck and your buildings to give you resources to work down this large track at the bottom of the board. You're going to have cycling cards at the top that you can acquire. You're going to have standing cards, standing attack cards, standing defense cards, and building cards you can acquire at any time. And then a few other things like divine favor cards and some full endgame bonuses. You also have this zombie in the middle who you can attack, and you can also go to the merchant. The art is fabulous. It is so much fun. It makes you smile. Everything is great. The theme is a great fit. There are like a bunch of really odd decisions in there. Okay, they can attack zombies, that's fine, but why does this zombie have braces? There are a few that break the theme a little more than I would have liked. I think that's one of my few criticisms of this game is that I think if they stayed a little bit tighter and didn't go quite as wild, it would have been a little bit more holistic, but that is a minor quibble. So, why do I like this game so much? Well, it's a deck builder, so in a deck builder that means you're going to start with a hand, and everyone starts with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cards, and then you have your Town Hall, which is at level 1. And your Town Hall is going to be upgraded over time. You have this little play mat, but you're going to have lots of buildings in front of you as well. So, with these cards in your deck, your currency is gold and beer, right? Come on, that's awesome. Gold and beer. And then you also have cards that can attack, like the Viking Warrior, for 1. And so, you are going to be using that gold and beer to buy more things to attack, more things to defend, or more cards. And all your cards that you're buying, all other than buildings get played. Everything else gets played into your discard pile, and then when you finish your deck, you grow it. So you have this growing deck of options that you're drawing. And you're also going to be getting some buildings to draw more. So the buildings are reasonably limited. You have the Tavern, which will let you draw 1 additional card. That's a big deal. The Gold Factory produces gold. The Brewery produces beer, 1 per turn. All of your cards get reshuffled, get discarded, and all of your resources get cleared at the end of the turn, unless you have the Drakkar that lets you keep 1 card until the next round, or the Gold Container, which lets you keep gold until the next turn, and if you fill it up, you get an extra victory point. Beer Container lets you keep the beer around, and those are ostensibly the cards in addition to your Town Hall, which gives you increases the amount of buildings you can have per turn, and you'll earn some victory points as you go. So, the premise here is I'm drawing up my cards, I'm getting my gold and my beer, and I'm using them to get more cards and attackers and defenders, because you are trying to move down that track I showed, and you're doing it through a number of small actions. So what's nice about this game is everything you do is going to move you down the track one way or the other eventually, which is at the bottom there. As you go, you'll hit these divine favor spots, and you'll get the divine favor cards. And this is driven by cards that give you victory points, as well as these little mission cards. And they're sort of stacked 1, 2, and 3, and you start with the easy ones. But they're all just little things you do during the game that help you gain points. You're really trying to work through and play your mission cards, and as you play them, you can draw more at the end of the turn. But it's got a really nice clip. Decisions are easy to make. It helps drive play. I think there is a variety of strategy in there, but it's fairly refined and tight. This isn't that heavy a game. It has a lot of cards, but it works pretty well. The real winning, though, is you have your buildings, you have your attack units, and you can attack other players, right? And that's a recipe for a really aggro game. And this isn't unique to this game, but what Vikings Gone Wild has done is they've made it so that when you attack a player and you're attacking their buildings, you're destroying their buildings, you get victory points for that. You can move down that track, which is highly valuable. Also, once buildings are destroyed, other players can't take them out. But the buildings aren't actually destroyed. The player doesn't lose any capacity. It doesn't knock the defender downwards at all. Now, for hardcore players, that might seem terrible, but for casual play, for being able to play with Emily or friends, or just not having that vibe of feeling like you're getting torn down by attacks, it's just you get victory points for successfully attacking. And if I defend with these, playing a defense card to defend, or a variety of a couple other different ways to do it, if you don't take my building, I get points. So a successful defense also gives me victory points. So you can sort of play against the attack to get your victory points on the defense. And the more you defend, the more victory points you can get. The more you attack, the more victory points you can get. So it's a really nice system that doesn't leave anybody upset. And that seems like, but in this kind of game, it really works. It lets you have this more complex card drafting things. You've got the divine favors you're going to get. These are awesome. You have their awesome abilities. You have Thor, you have Mjolnir, you have Loki, Ragnar. And again, talking about that card art, they're all just so much fun. These are really powerful, but because of the way the game works, no one feels like they're ravaging other people. It has a nice, welcoming feel. The blessings, which I didn't talk about, those are end game victory points. Every game I've played it with all different numbers of players. These come into play importantly, and the game's fairly tight. There are definitely some strategies you can use, but I felt it was still fairly diverse and just fun to mix it up. So, I highly recommend this game. Check the Kickstarter out. I think it's going to be great, and it was really fun, and I'm going to continue to play this one. So, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Most importantly, play some great games. Thanks. Bye.